let's walk through how to add a fire-rated set of emergency stairs to our commercial building project. Most commercial projects require a set of emergency staircases in case of fire, and we're going to look at where do we want to add those in. So I'm going to move to level 1. For mine, I'm actually going to look at putting it on the east elevation, and with that, I'm going to add mine on to the building. Sometimes these can also be added inside of a building as well. So you have to decide where you would like to have these stairs be located. I'm going to go ahead and move to the architecture tab and choose the wall command. I want to choose the generic 8-inch masonry wall type. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to kind of draw in, I'm going to use the rectangle tool here and draw in a space where I'm going to house my emergency stairs. I'm going to go ahead and move to the circulation panel, choose stair. To use the stairs, we would first want to change the type. Assembled stairs are more like residential stairs. We're going to either use cast in place, which is the monolithic stair, or a precast stair. I'm going to choose monolithic. And then we want to set our constraints. So the base level is going to be level 1. The top level, we want to go to level 2. We want to make sure these are set before we do any drawing or anything like that. And you'll see down here in the dimensions, Revit's going to calculate how many risers or how many steps we need to have in order to get from level 1 to level 2. And it's all based on some building code that's being specified. Up at the top, we're going to say the location line. I'm going to choose left because I want to use the edge of the wall and line my stairs up on the inside edges of these walls. And I set my actual run width to 4 feet with an automatic landing. You'll see that the run type is going to have a set of stairs that is a straight set of stairs. And I'm going to go ahead and start drawing those in. So inside of this wall type, I'm going to kind of just touch my cursor there, not clicking, but I'm going to move and you'll see a dimension kind of pop up here. I'm going to leave about 6 feet and I'm going to go ahead and click to start the stairs. When you do that, you're going to see down at the bottom, it's going to tell you how many risers are created. Typically about 15 risers is what we go for in commercial construction. So if you look, about every foot is going to give you a riser. So I'm going to go ahead and click, and then you're going to see there's your set of stairs. Now, in order to draw the next set, I'm going to go over, and remember, now that we're making a turn, the left side would actually be on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and click, and you're going to see that now the stairs are going to be, the thickness of them goes more toward the left. I'm going to go ahead and do another set of 15. And then to finish out the last set, I'm going to click where I started and then go ahead and go until I get 4 risers to finish out to give me a total of 34. And you'll see an arrowhead that'll show you where the last stair to the top is where it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and select the green check mark. You may get a little warning that says the highlighted lines overlap. Those are the railings. It's the lines for the railings. Doesn't mean we did anything wrong. It's just showing you where they're highlighted. So I'm actually going to pull this wall up a little bit. That way it extends up. And then what we can do here is also look at adding in doors. And then actually, as I extended that wall, I can go ahead and align to the staircase that we have here. So choosing where I want it to go first and choosing the walls. Same thing here. All right, so here's our set of stairs. Maybe as we look, we're going to go ahead and add these onto the building. I'm actually going to delete this wall on the left side here. And then I'm going to select this. And then let's use the move command. I'm going to probably place from the corner. And then make sure that when I move it to this, I want to clear this I-beam that's there, that structural column. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to that way it connects on. And even though this side there's an I-beam there, remember our stairs stop here for level 2. So we don't have to worry about that. But here I got to worry about making sure when people walk through that they, can get to the actual door. So I'm going to choose a door. This I just have a type, which is the passage narrow light type door. And I'm going to have it go into the staircase. And then that way the door opens up against the stairs. On this level, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the door. I'm going to go ahead and flip the door here. And then the other thing too is I'm level 1. So let's go ahead and move to that 3D view so we can see what's happening. Here's our set, our doors. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little temporary hide isolate on the walls. And you can see there is the door. Now this door, because I was on level 1, I'm just going to select it and change the level to level 2. And you'll see it'll pop up in the place that it needs to be. So looks like I was a little bit close to that railing. So I can always go to level 2, select the door, and maybe give a little bit more room away from it. So 3D view helps visualize some of those things. And that looks a lot better. So we always want to make sure the door opens out into the stairwell, and the same thing down here at the bottom, and that we're all good to go. So now the stairs, you're going to see that there's no floor or no landing underneath like we got to the top of the stairs. And what's what we need to do? We need to add a landing. So I'm going to select the stairs. I'm going to choose edit stairs. And I'm just going to kind of stay here in the 3D view. Sometimes it's a little easier to see. Or you know, we might have to move to a plan view just because of my roof overhang and everything. So let's go to level 2. Here we go. And in this kind of scenario, I'm going to choose landing, and I want to choose create a sketch. And here's where the top of the stair is. I can see the arrowhead. So I'm going to kind of draw, and I'm going to purposely kind of go out a little bit and kind of draw, you know, a landing that will be kind of give us a little bit more room on the door, and just kind of draw a closed loop profile, just draw a little kind of rectangular shape. Green check mark, green check mark. Again, we'll get a warning about the railings. In fact, when we go back to the 3D view, you're going to see that our railing here is going to keep us from getting into the door. So we're just going to do a little edit here to make that look a little bit better. I'm going to select the railing, choose the split element tool, and I purposely want to make sure that I choose the, you know, kind of, I'm going to choose this right side of this like vertical pole. You'll see the blue line that's kind of shown there. Now, if this happens, not really sure why that does that, but sometimes it will. I'm going to hit Control Z to undo that. And let me try the left side of this pole. There we go. So now it's split. In case this does that to you, again, just Control Z or Command Z or whatever that, you know, to undo, and then try it again. And then I'm going to go ahead and split it off on this side. And you'll see it kind of creates this weird kind of shape. And I'm going to hit escape a couple times. And then when you select, you'll actually see you can see this railing, and I can delete it. And there we go. Now we've got our railing set up and cleaned up that it works really well. So I have to play around with that a little bit. When I reset my walls, you're going to see that I might not, you know, clear like the top of the door. So let's see what I can do here with just setting up the height. I'm going to go ahead and go to, it's up to level 2 framing. Maybe we'll go up to the roof framing, and it's got a 4-foot offset. So if you hit apply, you'll see it goes up pretty tall. Maybe I'll just take that 4-foot offset off to make it 0. Select apply, and that's not bad. So there's our set of emergency stairs. And actually for this, I might even take a look at, I know that this other wall type that I have is a brick and CMU on metal stud 4. And there we go. That'll make that match our exterior walls that we have kind of going on there with the CMU and everything. And then either what I can look at is now for like level 2 framing, you'll see here's the stairs, and I can go ahead and add a roof. I might just do a little low slope roof with the EPDM. And choosing the walls, I'll just choose these 3, and then little trim extend the corner. Just click the parts that I want to keep. Just want to add a little low slope roof here to the stairs. Let's see what this looks like. Looks like this is let's go to roof framing. This is a little bit higher, so maybe we'll do a little base offset. Maybe a negative, we'll do a -4. As far as that goes, you can check, make sure, yep, got plenty of room there in the stairwell. That way the roof doesn't come down. You'll notice the roof is kind of interfering with the appearance of the walls. So we can always edit the footprint. I can always go back to that level 2 framing. So looks like I just need to flip these lines to the inside. That looks good. Now let's select There we go. That looks a lot better. So got a little low slope roof inside of there just to add on, and everything's kind of matching. Notice we might have to add a little floor in there too, just to kind of help out. Um, but overall, that's how you would create a set of emergency rated stairs for your Keystone building in order to pass building code and make sure that you have a safe egress for any of your building patrons in case of a fire.